Pretty much the officers said, as soon as he gets in the car and drives off, yeah, we're gonna arrest him. Because I think they also said he had a warrant. So in the car enthusiast world, there are two things to make the most friends. You can have a trailer and have a lift. And those two things will bring all the people out of the woodwork to become your friend in this world. As a car guy, I know I needed a trailer. And actually, my brother-in-law and I were looking for a trailer years ago together, and something we could share, because you don't use it all the time. It's just something that is very convenient to have around. We'd looked through Facebook constantly, and this was, like I said, about 5 years ago or so. So neither of us had much money, and we're trying to look for the cheapest option that we possibly could. After much scouring on Facebook Market, we ran across one that seemed like a really good deal. And it was about an hour and a half, 2 hours from us. And, we did all the preliminaries and talked to the guy about the trailer. And, he said it was at his ex-wife's house or his baby mama's house. We decided, I think we came to a deal beforehand, but we decided to make this trek out there. So when we were scheduled a meeting with the seller, kind of like what Lemon Squad does, is we said that we wanted to get a VIN inspection done on this, which is usually just done by a police officer, to which he replied that he was totally okay with that. So we made this trek a couple hours away and looked around the trailer and immediately saw that there was no serial plate on this trailer while we were waiting on the guy, because it wasn't his normal residence and he was not there yet. So we still waited for him to show up after we kind of talked amongst each other to see how this outcome could transpire. And a few minutes after that, the guy showed up. He was looking a little worse for wear. He was in his bathrobe, and we kind of felt bad that we had drug him out there, knowing that this was probably not going the way that he wanted it to go. By that time, the officer had showed up that we had enlisted to look at this trailer for us. And we kind of waited off to the side, and they looked around, and it started to drag on a little longer than we expected this to take. And knowing that the plate wasn't there, it was somewhat expected. But the officers kind of came to us quietly, and they said, yeah, the trailer is definitely stolen. So we were pretty defeated there, because we're just like, what do we do now? We drove this far, and it's like, well, can we still buy the trailer? But we didn't quite ask that yet, because the next thing that came out of the officer's mouth was another surprise, is that he was on a suspended license, and because this wasn't his primary residence, he had driven there in his motorhome. It was like one of the smaller ones that I guess was his residence at this time. Pretty much the officer said, as soon as he gets in the car and drives off, yeah, we're going to arrest him. Because I think they also said he had a warrant. So it was all the bad things coming together. And we felt terrible because he was open to this, before we even got down there. Whether he knew or not and thought he was going to get away with it, or he just didn't know, we'll never know. The officers talked to us for a minute, and they said, yeah, there's nothing you can really do with the trailer. We kind of just said to the guy, we walked up to him and said, hey, sorry, yeah, we can't make this happen. Had to kind of go about our way from there, but it didn't make us feel any better, because we knew the inevitable end of this guy was that he was going home, not in his RV, but in the back of a police car. So after that, the search continued, and eventually we ended up with the trailer I have now, which is a 21-foot dovetail that just kind of fell in my lap, actually. One of my buddies from my old dealership days said, hey, I've got a friend that has a towing company. He's downsizing it because he now does helicopter tours around Atlanta, which is pretty cool in and of itself. I hadn't cashed in on that ticket yet, but I did end up with the trailer, which did have to be a same-day affair because, as you know, Facebook Market trailers do not last long. And thankfully, this one was on the up and up, and it came with a bill of sale.
If you get a ticket, the first thing you should do is text a picture of it to 305-305. That will get the ticket clinic on your case immediately. You'll be facing costly fines, risks of suspension, possible jail time, points on your license, higher insurance premiums, and a lot of bad things that they can help you to avoid. You can also find them at the link in the description below, but the Ticket Clinic is a nationwide law firm with brick and mortar offices in Georgia, Florida, and California, but they've got attorneys everywhere, and that's what's most important, because a local attorney will know exactly how the local laws work, know the people who are in charge, and get you the best outcome possible. So text a picture of your ticket to 305-305 or click the link in the description below to fight your ticket with the Ticket Clinic.